We've all been there, caught up in the pursuit of someone's attention, only to end up frustrated, disappointed, or wondering, why did I bother? Chasing after someone can feel like a never-ending game, but what if I told you there's a better way? In this video, we're diving into why Stoicism rejects chasing women and how focusing on yourself can lead to a more fulfilling and successful life. Instead of relying on others for validation, the Stoics teach us to turn inward, focusing on our own growth and virtues. By the end of this video, I'll also share a powerful Stoic evening practice that will help you build mental clarity and emotional resilience. So stay tuned for that. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. And if you're enjoying content like this, make sure to subscribe so we can continue exploring how Stoicism can improve every aspect of your life. Why chasing women doesn't work in Stoicism. Chasing someone's attention or affection may feel instinctive, but Stoicism challenges this idea from the ground up. Why? Because Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and reactions. When you chase someone, especially in romantic situations, you're essentially placing your happiness and fulfillment in the hands of another person. You're trying to control something external, something inherently uncontrollable. And as the Stoics remind us, this is a recipe for frustration and disappointment. As Marcus Aurelius famously said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In other words, your peace and contentment should not depend on the response of others, but on your own rational mind. So why do we chase? Often it's societal pressure or the need for validation. We grow up seeing movies, TV shows, and stories where relentless pursuit is romanticized. But in reality, this pursuit often leads to anxiety, a lack of self-respect, and emotional turmoil. The focus on inner growth. In Stoicism, the key to happiness is self-mastery. Instead of focusing on external desires, whether it's wealth, fame, or relationships, Stoics emphasize inner growth. The goal isn't to impress others. The goal is to become the best version of yourself. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This is a powerful reminder that the pursuit of virtue is far more valuable than chasing someone's approval. Virtue, in Stoic terms, includes qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. If you cultivate these traits, you not only become a better person, but you also naturally attract those who value those same qualities. Rather than chasing someone's affection, allow them to be drawn to the strength of your character. Embracing self-control in relationships. One of the most critical teachings of Stoicism is self-control. Stoicism tells us to avoid acting impulsively based on emotions or desires. Whether it's the desire for instant gratification, the need for attention, or the fear of being alone, these emotions often drive people to pursue relationships in unhealthy ways. In his Meditations, Marcus Aurelius writes, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In the context of relationships, this means that you have the ability to control how you react, even if you can't control how others behave. This level of self-control ensures that you remain centered and emotionally stable, even in the face of rejection or difficulty. Now that we've covered some of the key reasons why Stoicism teaches us not to chase others, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever let your emotions guide you in a relationship only to regret it later? Share your story in the comments below. Let's discuss how a Stoic approach might have helped you navigate that situation differently. The power of patience and autonomy. Another key principle of Stoicism is the power of patience. When it comes to relationships, patience teaches us to wait for the right person rather than chasing fleeting attractions. The Stoics believe that true virtue is cultivated slowly over time. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." This quote is a reminder that we should focus on developing relationships that enhance our growth, not ones that are rushed or born out of impatience. Equally important is respecting the autonomy of others. When you chase someone, you often focus solely on your desires, disregarding theirs. But Stoicism teaches us to honor the free will and individuality of others. Each person has their own path, and we must respect that. Rejection from a Stoic perspective. No conversation about chasing relationships is complete without addressing rejection. In dating and relationships, rejection is a common, albeit painful experience. But Stoicism offers a unique approach to handling rejection. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, reject your sense of injury, and the injury itself disappears. What does that mean? It means that rejection isn't inherently harmful. It's how we perceive it that creates pain. When you shift your mindset and view rejection as an opportunity for growth rather than a personal failure, you gain power over the situation. Rejection, in the Stoic sense, is simply another part of life's natural ebb and flow. It's not a reflection of your worth. Instead, it's a chance to practice emotional resilience and self-control. Key tenets of the Stoic mindset. Building meaningful connections. Rather than chasing others, Stoicism encourages us to focus on building meaningful connections. The most fulfilling relationships are those built on mutual respect, genuine interest, and shared values. Marcus Aurelius tells us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one." In relationships, this means focusing on self-improvement and authenticity. When you become the best version of yourself, you will naturally attract people who respect and value you for who you truly are. By building connections based on virtue and mutual growth, you create a foundation for lasting relationships, rather than pursuing superficial ones. Contentment and self-sufficiency. One of the strongest pillars of Stoicism is the idea that happiness and contentment come from within. True fulfillment doesn't come from chasing external things like relationships, but from nurturing inner peace. As Marcus Aurelius puts it, very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking. This teaches us that contentment isn't found in someone else's validation, but in our own mindset and actions. When you focus on building a life of purpose, virtue, and inner strength, you no longer need to chase fleeting pleasures. Happiness becomes a natural byproduct of living in alignment with Stoic values. The Stoic evening reflection for self-mastery. To close, let's talk about an essential Stoic practice you can incorporate into your evenings: self-reflection. This simple habit can help you cultivate clarity and emotional discipline as you reflect on the events of the day. First, take a moment to examine your actions. At the end of the day, spend a few minutes thinking about your behavior, decisions, and interactions. Marcus Aurelius himself did this every night in his journal. He would ask, "Where did I succeed today? Where did I falter?" This practice helps you stay accountable, recognizing both your strengths and your weaknesses so you can learn and grow from them. Second, identify emotional triggers. Think about situations where your emotions may have gotten the better of you. Did you let anger, frustration, or anxiety control your reactions? As Epictetus wisely said, "It is not events that disturb us, but our judgments about them." By reflecting on these moments, you can think of ways to respond more rationally when similar situations arise in the future. Finally, take time to refocus on virtue. Before bed, ground your mind in the core Stoic values of wisdom, courage, justice, and self-discipline. Think about small ways you can embody these virtues more consistently tomorrow. This quiet reflection helps you stay aligned with your higher purpose and goals. By practicing this Stoic evening reflection, you prepare yourself to wake up stronger, more centered, and ready to handle the challenges of the new day with clarity and grace. Thanks for joining me in exploring how Stoicism rejects chasing women and focuses on self-mastery instead. If this video brought you value, check out our next one on applying Stoic principles to everyday life. Remember to subscribe so you can continue your journey toward building resilience, inner strength, and meaningful relationships.